Hi guys, welcome back to my Twin Flame channel and the tips and the update on my journey. And today I'm gonna squeeze in the topic of law of attraction, so-called law of attraction or the art of manifesting for more religious people, whether you're Muslim or Catholic, Christian, of any denomination or any Buddhist or anything. You may call that a prayer, a manifestation of the prayer, granting of the wish, but let's call it law of attraction for the purpose of this video. And as like I said, I'm gonna squeeze that in together with the update, and wanted to get a little bit more attention to the law of attraction and manifesting and how I actually figured out how it works. Okay. And like I said, at the same time, let's talk about the updates on this journey. Something extremely amazing has happened. A miracle. The God has really put his finger on this journey, and it's like a direct intervention of God, and I'll tell you how that happened. So first of all, I want to talk about law of attraction from the basics. Like most famous probably person and author out there that talks about law of attraction. You can find a lot of videos on YouTube, and kind of a pioneer in that field, at least talking about it, is Esther Hicks, also known as the channeler for Abraham Hicks. And she really tries to explain to people how they have to be in a relaxed state of mind when they manifest. But the knowledge of manifesting itself, knowledge of the possibility that you can attract things, and the law of attraction does exist. Once you realize, once you learn about it, is a little bit paradoxical, because then we try too hard. Then we kind of, like someone says, overthink manifesting, and that's what she tries to address to people, that's what actually blocks it. That's what actually could either block it or postpone it or make it come slower to you, but it's out there. And I will try to explain in the most easiest, simplest way how I figured out. It's basically either you know about it, like she says, or not know about it. It does exist. It's like gravitational force or any other force of nature. It does exist. Whether you know or not, you're under the influence of gravitation. Whether you're like someone you never heard of gravitation, you never went to school one day, you still are under the influence of gravitation. So the law of attraction is like that. But like I said, once you know about it, it kind of creates problem for you, because we are human beings and we think and we overthink it, and then we create that what if not, we think too hard, we want it too hard, and we kind of create a vibration that is not in alignment with what we want. That's what she says. And like I said, my experience with this recently and in the past few years is like, in a practical sense, is every time I wished for something in a very light-hearted way, not thinking at that moment, even though I know about manifestation and law of attraction, but at that moment I just said it, like I just wished for it lightly as a joke, really seriously. Usually if I did it is in a way of joke, but meant it, but more so light that it's almost like a joke, then it almost instantly manifested. It came almost instantly, or in a couple of hours, or in a couple of days, or very, very quickly. It manifests, and it manifests very, how to say this, that very accurately to what I said, what I wished for. Every time I intentionally sat down and thought of things I want, and it worked sometimes. Sometimes it was postponed. Sometimes I thought about it too much. Sometimes I wanted it too much. And that's especially important when it comes to twin flames, because we miss them so much. We crave them so much. We yearn for them so much that it's us who's blocking that, because, like I said, it's a paradox, but that's how it works. we want it, and then we are too much strained, too nervous, too much thinking about it. So starting from small things, like if you see shoes, for example, maybe it's a stupid example, but it's just example, and then you just pass by a store and you're like, sheesh, I wish these shoes were on sale or something, you know. But you say it in a light-hearted way. You don't even think twice about it. Just pass by. I guarantee you that next day these shoes will be on sale, if not the same day, because you did it and you didn't think twice about it. You didn't keep thinking about it. You just said it and you send it out to the universe, and poof, it's manifest because you didn't over obsess about it. You didn't overthink about it. You just kind of lightheartedly, childishly, also like childlike, not childishly, but childlike, in a childlike way, like uh happily, joyfully, you made almost a joke, like, oh, I wish that was mine, you know, or something, anything, you know, just anything comes to your mind. And if you think, try to think back and try to remember things that you got in life so easily, it was because you thought about it in an easy way. Like you didn't even think twice. You didn't think whether you could get it or not get it. You didn't even think much about it. You just said it. You just kind of wished for it. Your eyes were, you know, attracted to something, or you know, you saw something maybe on a commercial on TV, and it was just like, oh yeah, I could, you know, I could use that. And then poof, someone brings you that as a gift, you know, something like that. So I'm just gonna stop right there. That was my introduction to law of attraction, and now I'm gonna tell you the exact story what happened to me. So I told you guys that I went through super hard moon phase last Ramadan, this past Ramadan, and I was here. I arrived. I was right after the merge and reunion with my twin flame embodiment, Asim, and and then after he left, it was super hard. It was not just that he left, it was really the situation I was left in. Whether he left me alone or someone else did that to me, didn't matter. It was really hard physically, emotionally. Situation itself was hard. I was left in the cold, literally in the cold, like in the cold house. Then I had to sleep in a cold hotel room. I felt abandoned. I was abandoned. When I came here, things were not as good. Like the things that I expected from my family, some distant relatives, everybody was like, I was super alone and left alone. And so it was like everything is just crushed down on me. And on top of that, he went back to his work in hometown and all that. So I'm not going to brag about that either. Now you already know, you watched the previous videos. Like I said, it was a tower moment. One day, however, right there, I was in a hotel room right across from the mosque. And of course, it was Ramadan still. So I went to pray in the mosque because, like, I could have prayed in the hotel room, but the call for prayer was right there uh, across from my window, like 5 yard, well, not even 5 yards from. It's like the next door to the hotel, which is an old Turkish house, is a mosque. And this is not a Turkey, but it's a Turkish house, like a Turkish style house, and Oriental, so to say. And then hotel was made from, I mean, the house was remodeled into old-fashioned hotel, very nice, very you know, museum like historical place. And then the mosque is right across from my window, so the call for prayer was so powerful. uh, it was drawing me to it, that I would just put my slippers on that I used in my hotel room and just put my scarf on and go to pray across the yard and into the mosque, and just go upstairs and alone. And this was my time alone with God, when I really needed his help, when I cried, and when I really seeked his saving. And like I was on the edge of my emotional strength and my spiritual strength. And no matter how much I stand in the truth of my journey, when things are hard, when they become too hard, there's no one around to help you. You just feel everything's gone wrong that could go wrong. Then you really Like I see God every day and I'm grateful to him and I pray to him out of gratitude as well. But this is the moment when you're like really want him to come with the mercy and provide you with some direct assistance. And I did get assistance at the time, and miracles, and people came to my life one by one that just filled this void and helped me, and help came in small miracles and all that. But what I want to talk about today is that I went there and I didn't know that everything actually was happening behind the scenes while I was visiting that mosque during the prayer times. I went also a couple of nights during the night prayers that people do in Ramadan, and prayed with the other people in night prayer. But here's that funny part. Here's the part about the law of attraction and manifestation. One day I went to a coffee shop which is down the street a bit, across a couple of gates. There's gates in this town because it's castle. It's an old castle prior to Roman times. It's very old and ancient. And so I went down to a place called Castle, coffee shop, and it's just on the street. The tables are like the terrace. It's kind of like Venice or Italy or maybe Istanbul. It's like right on the street. There's tables, and I was sipping some coffee and I was eating a cake. I was just trying to get my strength together and not give up on everything, and just go on with life and think what's next, what should I do, other things that I came for, besides my journey with the twin flame. And uh, and I was asking a very polite guy who actually turned out to know my cousin, went to school with him. So he also met Asim on the first day when we came, and they kind of chatted and they liked each other, like as they became instant friends. And so he saw me, I was sitting alone. He didn't ask me, I appreciate, he didn't ask me any questions. Where was my so-called fiance? What's going on? Nothing. Just he was nice to me, polite and all that. And he he was just bringing me my coffee, and I was asking him if anybody had a letter that I could borrow, because they're quite expensive to buy here, because I need it for my house, to fix things so I can move into my house, so I can stop paying for the hotel room in my own hometown. And he was just trying to tell me where I could buy leather for cheap and stuff. And then at that moment, a car passed by, and I also was telling him how I returned my rental car, how I wish I still had a car around. I didn't have to walk so much, and it was raining time, and the hometown is in the hills, so it's kind of steep and hard to walk in the rain. And so I was just telling him, I wish I had a car, I wish I had a letter. And that moment, a white car passed by the coffee shop on the street, and it was driving slowly. It's like a center of downtown. They drive only like maybe 5 miles per hour, and the car was driving by slowly, and the young man was looking through the window, very curiously. He was looking at me, but in a nice but a curious way. He kind of just glanced at me, and there was letters on his car. And I just made a joke in the middle of my crisis, emotional and everything. I just tried to cheer myself up, and I was kind of surprised by the synchronicity. So I said to the guy, he was just standing right there, giving me my coffee, and I said, well, there is letters on that car. I need a car, I need the letters. And I just kind of made a joke, and I said, and the guy driving that car is not bad looking either. And I just laughed, and the guy was laughing too. He was like, yeah, that'd be a perfect, it's a picture perfect for you, exactly what you need. And so yeah, it was just a joke, like a wish for something I really needed. And I didn't think, like I said previously, I didn't think twice about it at all. And then I finished my coffee, finished my cake, and I heard the call of prayer. And this will become interesting to you later when you hear what happened actually. So I heard a call for the afternoon prayer, and I thanked the guy. I paid for my coffee, and I got up, put my scarf on, and headed straight for the mosque. So I went back to the mosque. In the yard, I see the same car parked in the yard of the mosque with the same letters on it, and I would never recognize the car if it wasn't for the letters. And it would smile on my face, like synchronicity again. There's that car. That person is in the mosque right now praying. And then as I walked in, I was shy. I was kind of just I ran upstairs and I went to pray, and I really all I want to be is alone with God and just pray and just meditate right there, and calm myself down from everything, like I said, was going on with me. And then after I finished, I actually heard them. They were reciting, they were learning from the Quran. It was time of Ramadan. It's called Muqabbala in this country, which is the time when they recite the Quran during the day, which is actually the time when they're fasting. So it's kind of harder to do that. But actually, the brain works better because it's kind of focused on just learning, and it does help the time to pass until the eating time. And I heard a guy reciting the Quran, the same guy who was looking at me through the car window, and it just put a smile on my face. What an amazing synchronicity that was. Okay, so a couple of days later, maybe 2 or 3 days later, I can't remember properly. uh Again, I was late for I mean, I wasn't late, but I was already out of hotel. I was in my house, slowly fixing it and cleaning, and I I was in town buying some supplies, and it was already late to. I mean, I wouldn't have time to get home for the dusk prayer, so I just uh, tired and with my bags and everything, I just went straight to the mosque again, and I wanted to wash my hands and my feet and my face, not only because it's obligation to do that prior to the prayer as part of the prayer, but because I was so tired, exhausted, and the water here in this country is so amazing, cold, beautiful, fresh, clean, good water. So I went to the prayer, I'm sorry, the ablution area where they take the ablution, and there's two separate ones for ladies and for the men. And as I rushed to get my face refreshed and washed, I ran into this person again. He was walking out of the men's area where they wash. His face was wet and all, and he looked down on the ground, and he greeted me with the greeting of peace, salam, and he just passed. He was like, we bumped into each other. It was funny. It's a very narrow space, it's sort of between two buildings where you go to these facilities, and it was like, oh my God, this is the same person I'm running into again. Okay, so then one day later, I was there for the night prayer, and I didn't see him, but I saw the car with the letters outside again. So I'm like, okay, so this person is some kind of official here, or some kind of perhaps imam, or someone, a teacher or something. I figured out he's not just like a regular, worshiper, but someone who obtains certain duty there or something. And anyways, like I said, I have my journey, I have my things to do, but I found it interesting that God may be sending this person to meet, perhaps in some way, maybe help me spiritually or something. So I was like, why do I keep bumping into this person? What does this mean? And I mentioned it to one of my relatives, and she said, why don't you ask who he is, what's his name? I'm like, no, no, no. If the universe wants this connection or this acquaintance to happen, then universe will provide the opportunity, chance, because we have these chance meetings constantly. So I went on with my things, my journey, my struggle, my tower moments. I pulled out of that. I explained that in the previous video. Thank God, alhamdulillah. But um, a week ago, I was in downtown. Now it's hot. I was in downtown. It was hot. I was just leaving the beauty salon. I just went there for a little bit of treat my, like a little small treat for myself, just to feel a little bit better about everything and myself, and just kind of pamper myself for like 10-20 minutes. And I was just leaving, and a really nice person and I met here. He's a taxi driver. He called my name across the street, and I just stopped by to say hello to him. Suddenly, that same guy with the letters and the car I'm bumping into comes around the building from the little tiny street behind the mall, and he just passed by quickly, and I had a hat on my head, like a summer hat. So he maybe didn't recognize me, he did, or maybe I wasn't even sure if he actually noticed me. I noticed him, right? So he said greeting of peace to the taxi driver, and there was another man with the taxi driver, his company or someone, a friend, and they greeted him back, and they said, and they use the title which is used for the spiritual leader, official, someone who leads the prayer in the mosque, or a teacher in the mosque. And I was like, wait a second, is he imam? What is he? And they said, yes, he's one of the scholars here, he works at the mosque. And I was like, wow, I keep running into this man. And like I said, he greeted, and then he passed by, and he went on down the street. So he didn't stop by to talk to us or anything. And I told him, I keep seeing this person, like bumping into him constantly. I don't know, you know, what's his name or anything. And anyways, a couple of days later, I did ask someone. I met one of the imams who's like former imam at that mosque, and he's the one. I was gonna mention him in the previous video, but I actually forgot that part. Who also offered me to divorce his wife to marry me. It was a very indecent proposal in a 3D way, but like I said, he was channeling my twin, and it just, to me, it made sense. But I told him, I thanked him, and I said, no, of course not. But we did talk about what's the problem, what is the problem, first of all, in his marriage, and then with this karmic relationship, and then what is this, like, what is this reason that he's drawn to me. So I try to describe to him that it's just an energy, that it's just something that maybe it's time for him to think about his position in life, his karmic relationship, but that I'm not perhaps the one that he needs to focus on, but maybe I'm here to awaken him to his own karmic situation, because I'm struggling with my own journey and my own, reunion with my twin and all that. Anyways, I did ask him, since he's married, and I said I did see another one of your colleagues here at the mosque, and I actually told him how I keep running into him, and I said, I wonder what's his name, or if you know him, and if he's married, because like I said that in the joke, like I said, he's really nice looking, and he keeps coming into on my path. And I said that just kind of to push him away. I said, if he was not married, but you're married, and you should not divorce your wife just because you met me a day ago, right? And he said, oh, that one is married, blah blah blah, or this and that. And actually, as a matter of fact, he lied. This I'm 100% sure he lied, because he did say some other things that later turned out to be also not truth, or half truths and stuff like that. Anyways, back to this. So I did ask someone. I was curious. I was just curious. Who is this person? Why do I keep bumping into him? And the next thing that happened, of course, you guys know that I met a waiter, and I talked about that in the previous video. And now here comes the interesting part, okay? So I'm going to tell you exactly what happened last night. So I'm showing you the screen now. And in the screen, so you can see that I'm not lying about the channeling from my twin flame. You can see Asim in the bottom. Let's start from the bottom. This is Asim in the bottom, my twin flame embodiment, right? Right next above him in the blue shirt is my little middle school crush that was here for the Eid at the end of Ramadan. That we had a romantic night together. We got to into Eid morning together, and that he went for Germany, but we did have a deep talk about karmic, who is like I said in the previous video, anti-sex karmic. He was channeling us. He was telling me at the same time his own 3D karmic situation. Men who work far from home, women who cheat on them, take them for money, milk the living life out of them, take the money. They don't give them any attention, love, um, sensitivity, no intimacy, nothing. We talked about that. Anyways, next up is my mom, and then after that is I'll tell you who is after that. With that, you see that little shirt. Next above him, but you can know the same last names. Next above him with the helmet, motorcycle helmet. That's the waiter, and above him is Amin. Amin, the one that I met right before Asim that I talked about previously, who just came back, just resurfaced after a year of no communication, just resurfaced Amin. And so you can see basically how even when they channel, they kind of do sometimes they bomb me with channeling at the same time. Like if they're all quiet, they're all quiet at the same time. The messenger is quiet sometimes for hours. All of them are like in the 3D, and and then suddenly they all start popping up at the same time. It's really sometimes overwhelming for me, but I get all these messages from the 5D twin flame, right? And anyways, so let's go back from the top now. So let's skip Amin and talk about the Vader. So he was the person that I actually just basically have now started relationship with and everything. And last night, suddenly, like I said, they just sometimes suddenly stop channeling. Suddenly, he was called back to work until midnight, so it was very hard. He was under pressure, under stress. I texted him. I wanted to meet him because he was talking about meeting me the day before, and I wanted just to see him, sit down, talk to him. And then he was very aggressively angry to not to me. He said, "I'm not angry with you. I'm just angry with the 3D world, my work. I'm stressed out. I have a headache, all this and that." And then he stressed it out on me in a way that he was mirroring exactly like everybody's overworked. Asim is overworked. Adnan is overworked. Everyone is. Amin is overworked. He cannot. He wanted to come see me, meet me. Finally, he cannot come. And then uh, the waiter, he's also, I covered their names because of course this is still public. I don't know you, I trust you, the viewers, but there's, it is out there in the internet, so just want to protect their privacy a bit. And so he was I felt like he was out of alignment with me, very badly out of alignment. And I said, okay, wish you good luck at work. Stay calm, don't worry. And I was just outside for a cup of coffee and texting him to workplace, telling him to calm down. There was some accident that happened yesterday with the motorcycle. His friend ended up in the surgery in the hospital. He was very stressed out, a lot of things, and I could see that I don't fit into that. He's not in alignment anymore. He's not channeling my twin properly since yesterday. He's back into his karmic 3D world that is, around him. And I pray for him, and I am here for him to be his friend and help him out. Anyways, the moment I felt that he stopped channeling. I received a messenger in the messenger message from someone with the same last name. So look down below him, same last names. You can see Clalic. All right, and then one below, same last name. I'm telling you, I covered the names, but the names are almost identical, like two names that usually you would give to one brother and another brother, right? And I didn't know who this person was because you can see here there's no face, right? And so I asked politely that I said, "I'm sorry, do I know you? Are we like, do we know each other in life?" And this person suddenly sent me a message, and I'm gonna show you now the message in my native language. So he greeted me with the greeting of peace, like waved, like you see, smiley, and called me by my birth name in native language. And my blue message to him was like, I'm sorry, but I have no idea. Do I know you? I don't think I know you. And then he continues. I just don't want to do too many screenshots. He continues saying that the next message was, you don't know me. I am the Muyadin, which means the caller to the prayer. So his duty basically is the one who calls to the prayer, the one who calls, who has that beautiful voice and calls the name of God and calls people to the salvation, to the prayer, if you ever heard from the mosques. And so that was his voice that I heard at that mosque. Not only that he was that person that I kept bumping into, but he's the one who calls for prayer. So that's something I didn't know. Anyways, he goes like, "I am the muezzin. I'm the caller of the prayer at the mosque, and I have been searching for you for a while now. For weeks, I've been asking everyone, does anybody know the mysterious girl who comes shyly and prays at the mosque, and that I noticed you and I wanted to know who you are." And I was shocked. I was shocked. And at that moment, I realized that this is the person with the letters. This is the person with the card. This is the person that I lightly and in a funny tone said, "I wish, this is the person I need. This is the person I need." Then I started running into him, right? And so I was like, are you serious? I was actually, are you the one who has the letter on his card? And he's like, "Yes, that's me." And the one who bumps into me at the washrooms, he's like, "Exactly, that's me." And I believe there was a sign from God, so I wanted to find you. And someone at the mosque, I guess, knew me and told him my name, and then he kept looking and searching. Now here comes the scariest part. He is the son of the Vader's. Okay, here is the thing. The Vader's father and his father are brothers. The Vader doesn't have a father because he left his mom when when she was pregnant with him and his sisters, because he's a twin. And then he doesn't live in this town anymore, but the Vader's uncle lives in the town still, and he's the this is the son of the Vader's uncle. But they're not communicating with each other. They're not in touch. They live two separate ways of life. And for now, I'm the one who knows that, who realized that. I haven't said anything yet. This is a 3D, dealings with. For now, I'm amazed with God how this connection does exist, this thread between all of us. So we're all one, and how there is a connection. And for me, it's a sign, because uh, the transition is happening from channeling from one to another. And it was in a matter of seconds that one, as I stopped texting him, I wish him good luck at work. The other one showed up and he said, "I was looking for you." And actually, he's besides the miracle that we were running into each other, that there was synchronicity, that he was in the mosque and he is the caller for the prayer, which is that stronger connection with the God that I was seeking for, and answers to my prayers for the reunion from God. Besides that, the message is almost identical to what his cousin has said. Remember, I didn't recognize him because of the helmet, and then he when I accepted his friend request, he said finally. When I asked him, but how did he find me on Facebook? He said it was because he was asking everyone around. So they have the same kind of energy in them. Of course, they're cousins. Blood is not a water. So yeah, now you can see how they're like. I was talking to I'm gonna say his name, Miriam, and then Mirza, Miriam, and then Mirza Chavalich. He texted me and he said, "I'm the caller for the prayer. You're the mysterious girl who prays there. I'm looking for you." So long story short, we instantly connected, talking. Everything is like in alignment. It's absolutely crazy. On top of that, Asim has opened up a bit. He sent me a photo of us together on the bridge, and I'm gonna include that photo now. I'm kind of diverting from the topic of this caller of the prayer and this law of attraction thing and synchronicity, but I gotta show you the photo that Asim had sent me just for a second here. So this is the picture he took of us. I didn't know, in the bridge, in the old bridge in Herzegovina, and amazing, powerful, energetic place. And I hope you can feel the energy, the twin flame energy here in this photo. And I swear we didn't talk about matching shirts or anything. We just dressed like that, and very, I feel when I watch this picture a lot of angelic forces surrounding us and everything. I'm surrounded by goosebumps right now, because and he just silently sent me this picture 2 days ago. So, but his karmic situation is still, whatever it is. And when the caller of the prayer, when he said, really, you were looking for me too, I believe that, because I felt that there was a sign from God that I keep running into you. And I said, same thing here, but I was told that you're married, so please tell me right away, are you married? Not. He says, never been married, I'm not married. Maybe they mixed me up with someone else. I swear to God, I'm not married. And as we just chatted, I was in the coffee shop. He said he was heading to the mosque to make the call for prayer at night. And he said, I cannot stop. I cannot stop talking to you. It's like, I'm sorry, it's kind of late and all that, but I just feel instant connection here and understanding. And he said, I could just suggest, can I suggest right now, let's just get married tomorrow. Let's have the imam marry us in the mosque. And I said, take it easy, caller. We need to meet first and sit down and talk like two people and see this connection. What is this, and why did God wanted to have us meet and all that? But what he doesn't know is that I met his cousin just days ago, and that basically the channeling of his cousin just kind of stopped minutes before he texted me. And it's just like, it's mind-blowing. It's all mind-blowing. And I want to say one more thing here. You guys may think, I mean, I apologize if you don't think that, but it may cross your mind or someone's mind out there, that viewing from 3D perspective, that basically I just have too many options here, or that there's a, that's true in the physical sense of 3D view of things. Yes, that's just like, you could say that's option, but basically that's all just one option. One option is the reunion, twin flame reunion. Whoever is aligned with the 5D twin flame energy that I carry as a divine feminine, whoever is a divine masculine will match this energy. And one more thing, he has that same exact green eyes, that I said Amin has. Asim also has dark brownish, greenish eyes. Then the Vader had suddenly I always thought he had blue eyes, but they're very, very light green. And then today I met in the coffee shop over ice cream with the color of prayer, and he has green eyes. And his journey through the religion is exactly the same like mine. It's like identical. So let's not get into that now. I can leave that for the next video when I have more development and all that. I just wanted to share this amazing thing, and that doesn't mean anything like I haven't given up on Asim. I mean, anyone here, like I said, they're all options that lead one of them to the twin flame reunion that leads to that mission that we need to carry on together as a couple. Whoever comes, it's kind of like a race now of the who is the most embodied from 5D into a person to fulfill that duty of being my divine masculine right here and now. Physically talking, this color of the prayer, he's the best match for me physically because I'm very tall. He's taller than me. Asim had issues that he's like kind of same height, and he's not taller than me. He's very macho. Rahimi back in United States, my sacral chakra guy, he always said, I would marry you, but I feel uh, strongly, like an issue that I'm short, a bit shorter than you, So these are all issues that are tiny and little details that I don't care about because I only care about the twin flame reunion, and a little bit, a few inches of someone's height doesn't matter to me, but it does matter to anyone who is still in connected to 3D and to the 3D way of thinking, is not completely and fully awakened. And but again, also people around do like view things more more positively if you are physically also matching each other. So saying that, I'm just saying that it happens to be that he has the same beard. I don't have his photo yet of the color, yes, but he looks very similar to Asim. I forgot to say, so we talked today. He's a caller, but he's a construction worker. That's his field. He works as a construction worker. That's the the letters on his car. He's exactly doing the same thing as Asim. He's doing exactly same thing as Amin. Now you may think that everybody in my country is construction workers. That's not true. It's just the three of them. and and so he has facial features like Asim. He has green eyes, like I mean, he has the spiritual story and the story, the background, like me and my organic twin flame Arslan. So basically, all I wanted to say here is that miracles are happening, things are progressing. uh Channeling from the 5D twin flame is through the roof and below. And right now I gotta tell you, on my clock is 7:14 right now as I'm wrapping up this video for you. It's 7:14, which is the date of my birth, and it's coming up very soon. So what can I say? And do you guys remember sacral chakra guy was born on 15th of July? Did I say June? No, 7th of 14, 7/14. So July 14. The sacred chakra guy was born on July 15. So in every case, there's a lot of connection. These two guys are now cousins. Now I don't know how is that gonna work out in a 3D. I hope that I don't have any. I'm sure God will protect the reunion and privacy and all that, because actually that is a little bit of issue that arose from the Vader. He doesn't want the public, relationship. I don't want it either, but it did create an issue because he thinks that I want that and I don't. But he may, be a little bit withdrawn due to that, which is okay because, like I said, to me these are all channelers potential. Somebody's texting me right now. Oh, okay. Anyways, I'm gonna wrap up now because I don't want to pass by the time of synchronicity that just showed up, and I hope you stay. Because this is almost, I feel like it's almost like a twin flame soap opera right here. It sort of feels like that. There's a lot of now characters involved. If you told me this 3 4 years ago that I will have from one twin flame branch out too many channelers, I wouldn't believe it myself. So you guys stay tuned for the next episode of my crazy twin flame journey. I don't know what's going to happen next, but I know that the law of manifestation of universe God, Allah, has sent this person, poof, like right there, the not the scaffolding, the letters, the car, the man, the call to the prayer. So basically we realized that he was the one who was calling me to the prayer, that I was drawn to those nights, the tower moments, his voice. I couldn't resist. I just went to the mosque. I couldn't pray in my hotel room. I just went in my slippers there, and he noticed me, and God noticed my fear of abandonment and my situation, and He sent someone, and not only him, but a lot of people who are helping to smooth out this journey and to make it more miraculous and more interesting in any aspect, and kind of keeping me on the edge of the seat. What's coming up next? So I love you guys. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. I hope you can find some insights, some notes to compare, to uh, to learn more how channeling works, to learn more how manifestation works. I hope you can apply it, and know if something similar is happening to you, you're not crazy. It's part of the process. I'll keep you posted next with next happenings. Love you and peace be upon you.